Okay, in the last class about management, we discussed about acquisition, technical processing, circulation, right? So continuing from that, today we are going to discuss about serial control process, right? So we all know what is serials, right? It is an important module of ILMS, that is Integrated Library Management System, and has been increasingly complex. That means it is increasingly difficult because of the nature of serials. So serials, what do you say? In the sense is a kind of periodical which is published at regular intervals. Okay, it may be depending upon the periodicity. That means it may be published weekly or monthly or bi-monthly or quarterly or half-yearly depending upon the periodicity. So those kind of documents or by layman's they call it as serials. Okay, so managing serials is definitely a difficult task because it is not a one-time operation. So every week, or if you take employment news serial, so every week it will come. So every week you have to enter the new issue, the name, date, everything, right? So it is a routine task and it is a complex task, right? And it has issues such as merger, acquisition of publishers, titles of journals, splitting of titles, renaming, and discontinuation. That is also a problem. Some serials over a period of time they will stop publishing. So you have to note that points also. So there are sometimes the publisher may change. So there is a these things may happen. Sometimes for 1 year one publisher may publish it, and for another year another publisher may take over the same serial. So these things might happen, right? So you have to keep all these things in mind. That's why they are saying it. Serial is a complex process. Managing serial is a very complex process, right? And one of the most challenging tasks by the librarian. That is true because of the complexity in procedures at different stages of selection, titles, approval for new titles, renewal, placing order, everything, right? So however, nowadays journals are increasingly appearing in e-format, electronic format. That means e-journals, e-serials are there. So there are e-newspapers. You can read nowadays. You can read the newspapers in electronic formats itself, like e-Hindu, e-Indian Express, everything. Like similarly, e-journals, e-magazines, everything is available in electronic format, right? So this is the introduction related to what is serial and how librarians are facing a challenge in managing serial. So when we come to a standard definition, so I will take AACR definition. What they said about serial is it is a publication in any medium, okay, issued in succession of discrete parts. What do you mean by that? That means it is not a complete document. The complete, instead of what do you say? Instead of publishing the document as a single whole document, they will publish in different parts, like part A, part B. If you take Harry Potter, that is a book, I'm just giving an example. Harry Potter 1, part 2, like that. So similarly, serials are published in succession of discrete parts, generally bearing a number or chronological designation. That is, we call it as issue number, right? So 2018 volume 1 issue 2, like that it will be having no predetermined conclusion. That means it is continuing. There is no, what you say, we cannot determine the conclusion when it will be ending. It will be continuing, right? This is the definition given for serial according to AACR, right? So Harolds defines serial as any publication bearing either chronological or numerical designation in successive parts appearing at intervals, usually regular ones, and as a rule intended to be continued indefinitely. Remember one thing, serials is nothing but which are two things you have to remember from these definitions. That means serial contains, it is not a whole document, it is issued in parts. Part A, part B, like that. It is issued in parts and it will have some number. Okay, it will have some number, either a chronological, year wise number or volume wise number or issue wise, whatever. It will have some number and it will have no conclusion. Okay, and it depends upon the periodicity. What do you mean by periodicity? Either weekly, monthly, like that. Okay, so serial is a continuous publication. You have to remember like that. Okay, in simple terms, it's a continuous publication issued in definite parts. Okay, discrete parts. So these are the different definitions given by different people. Okay, so all mean the same thing. Okay, so what is the purpose of serial control system? See, we all know there are different library management softwares, like we know Koha, and Sol is Inflibnet software. Libs is another commercial library management. NewGenLib, it's an open source. And there are different management software, and different softwares have different names. That means different modules for serial management, right? So in Sol they call it as serial control. In Libsys they call it as serials. In NewGenLib they call it as serial management. So, but all the modules mean the same thing only. They serve the same purpose. Only they have changed the name. That's it. Okay. So, what are the purpose? To have efficient and effective control over subscription, renewal, and cancellation of serials. So here there is a concept called renewal, because serial, as I said, it will publish periodically, right? At every interval. They'll let it take a monthly. When you take a monthly periodical, what happens? Per year you will get 12 issues, right? So per year you will get 12 issues. Okay. After the completion of 12 issues, that is a volume. Okay. Per year, 1 year, if a serial is completed 1 year, that is called as a volume. Okay. If the volume is 5, means that the serial has been publishing for 5 years. Simple. So 12 issues, one month. Let us take a monthly serial, that is 12 issues. Per year you will get 12 issues, because monthly 12 months are there. So after 12, after 1 year, you have to renew it again. Okay. It is not like book. You cannot place a one-time order. So every year you have to renew. Okay. So all these things should be available in the software module. Okay. That's what we are talking about. So subscription, that means you are not purchasing it, you are subscribing it. So that means you can stop it anytime. Purchasing means you will one time purchase. You will purchase it for a single time, and the document is yours for the rest of the till the end. But serial is not like that. You have to subscribe, and you can stop it when you don't need it. Okay, you can stop it. That means 1 year you can subscribe for 1 year, and the next year if you don't subscribe, they won't send you. Simple. And if you are interested, you can renew it again. If you don't want, you can cancel it. That is called subscription, renewal, and cancel. To record, and all these provisions should be available in the softwares. To record, maintain current as well as serial holdings data accurately, right? So the data about the serial should be recorded, and you should maintain all the details of the serials accurately. That is very important. To provide accurate information about funds required and committed as subscription to serials. To provide necessary management information reports whenever required, like which department is using which journal more, like that. So to reduce labor and time consuming work involved in manual serials control system. Yeah, manually controlling serials is difficult task, because if in case of a university library, they will purchase journals, magazines from different subject areas, right? And there will also be general magazines also. Apart from journals, there will be general magazine. So if you have to record each and every magazines manually, it will be very difficult. So that's why these softwares, library management system, that too especially serial management module, comes in handy, right? So these are the provisions that software should have. Automatically it should help in renewal. Automatically it should help for subscription by entering the data of the vendor and everything, right? And if you don't want, there should be a cancellation part. If you just click that cancellation part, automatically it will send the mail to the vendor. We don't need this magazine from this year, like that, from this month. To have a good control over receipt of individual issues, reminder for non-receipt. If there will be some problems like this, what happens is, so in case of a monthly journal, January issue will come. Suddenly they will forget February issue, and they will send the March issue. So what happens? One issue is not there, and it will be a problem for you, because you have to record each and every issue, because you are giving money for 12 issues, right, per year. So reminder of non-receipt of journal titles. That means if one issue is not there, you have to give reminder. Manually, if you are doing this, what happens? It will be very difficult. So automatically the software will calculate it. February issue have not yet arrived. That means automatically over a due date, it will automatically send reminder to that particular vendor. Like we are giving alerting service to circulation, right, to books. Whoever the user who has taken the book, he has to return by due date, right? Or else he will get a message. So tomorrow is your due date, please return the book on time in order to avoid fine or something. So similarly, the computer software, if the module is like that, it will automatically send message. If you enter the vendor details, it will automatically send. So February is going to end. You have not yet sent us the February issue. So kindly, this is a gentle reminder to send us the issue. So in manual, you see, it is very difficult. and binding of serials. After 12 issues, that is volume. After the completion of one volume, you can bind the serials. All the 12 issues, you can bind the serials and keep it. 2019, 2018, like this. That is a volume. Volume 2019, like that. So these are the advantages, right? I already told you regarding in the purpose itself certain advantages. So in continuing with that, some of the advantages, again I will just read it. It improves speed and accuracy. That is true actually. Manual, it is very difficult to control each and everything which serial is arrived, which is not issued, and which is missing, and which we have to renew. Everything you have to keep in mind, and the record should be proper. If the record is not clear means it will be difficult for the person to trace it. So but in case of computer it is not like that. In case of a software like LMS, it is not like that. So LMS I am referring because it is a library management system. Don't confuse this with learning management. That is different. In case if I am referring LMS here, it is library management. It is not learning management. Please don't confuse that. Okay, it can generate various reports. Yeah, it is easy to generate report, right? And as we saw in in the circulation section, it is easy to generate reports when you have an automated system. It predicts the arrival of journal issues and generates schedules for receiving journal issues. That is true. Computer helps to predict it. That means this, if the normally January, if, in the case of January means they will send it around, not in January 1, they will send it around 2 weeks. Let's say January 15 they are sending. Similarly, for the February issue, they will definitely send it around February 15 to 20. So automatically the computer will predict, oh, every month they are sending around the date of 15 to 20. The third week of the month they are sending the serials. So it will be easy for the computer to predict. It will help you to give a reminder also. It helps in the export and import of cataloging data for serials received by the library. That is easy, right? You need not to enter each and every detail. So in case monthly report in case of January, all the numbers will be same only, except the month and the issue will be, volume will be same, the title will be same, and everything will be same. Only in February what happens, only the month and the volume will be, issue will be changed, right? So January is issue 1, February is issue 2. Automatically the computer will come, automatically the software will detect it. So if you type February, the issue will automatically change to 2. So it is easy to, you can import and export from others also. You need not to type it again. That is what these are the advantages. If it is manual means you have to write each and everything, right? What are the functions? It helps in handling new subscriptions, renewal, cancellation, budget control. That means this is your budget meant. This is your budget means if you are going to purchase. If you enter the budget in the software means if you are going to purchase which is beyond your budget, it will send a reminder. So this the budget is not budget is not sufficient. You are not having sufficient fund to purchase. So department wise budget you can generate it, invoice for individual issues, everything. So creating recording of receipt journal issues. So after sending the journal, what they will do is they will send a receipt, that is monthly receipt. They will send for every issue, they will send a receipt. Okay, you can record it. You can record it in the software. That will be very easy. An article indexing, option for Webpack for searching. For searching what are the magazines and journals available in the library. So these are the different, these are the different functions that is available in automated serial control. Accessing, you see, I think I want to tell you one thing. Accessing bound volumes. That means after 1 year, volume means it is a year. Remember that. Depending upon the periodicity, let it be any periodicity, monthly, weekly, whatever it may be. Weekly means you will have 54. Like employment news is weekly. Okay, certain magazines it will be monthly, certain magazines it will be half-yearly. That means only 2 per year, there will be 2. Okay, if it is quarterly means there will be 4 1 year. So whatever it may be, volume means it is 1 year. So after one volume, what they will do is, if it is 12 monthly means it will be 12, right? They will bind all the 12 volumes as a big book. Okay, and they will provide accession number also, like they are giving to book, right? That is accessioning bound volumes. Okay, that is for archival purpose. Okay, they won't, in most of the libraries they won't, they won't throw away the old magazines, okay, old serials. They will keep it for archival purpose. Okay, so these are some of the, again I don't want to repeat all these things. These are some of the functions of automated serial system. Now we are going to see the creation and maintenance of master database. So see, so there are different terminologies, different terminologies that are required to manage serial control in automated automated ILMS. Okay, automated. What do you mean by ILMS? ILMS is nothing but integrated. That is, a single server is connected to all the functions, all the other modules. That is ILMS. Okay, so we are going to see how serial control is effectively managed using this master database, right? So master database in serial control includes these entries. One is title master. Title master is, you know what is title, right? The title, bibliographical, the detail, that is the title of the serial. So whatever it is, let us say Journal of Library and Information Science, like this. That is a title. Okay, that is a title. So that you are going to enter, and the country, from which country it is published, right? And language, in which language. So some there might be in case of university, they might be publishing, they might be subscribing newspaper in different languages. In case of a newspaper, it will be in English, it will be in Punjabi, it will be in Hindi, and it will be in other languages also. And in case of a public library, you have to purchase newspaper in all the languages which are officially recognized in India, right? In Indian constitution, there are more than 18 to 20 languages there, okay? 18 to 20 languages. So public libraries subscribes newspapers in all languages. If you go to a public library in Punjab, you can see newspaper in Malayalam, Tamil also. If you go to a public library in Bihar, you can see newspaper in Punjabi also. So that means all the public libraries should, most of the public libraries subscribes to newspaper in all the languages in order to encourage variety of reading, right? So that in that case, you have to write the language properly. Okay, this file contains entry for languages and their 3-digit codes, and there is a manual. Okay, there is a manual, ISDS. Okay, there is a manual. In that manual, for every language there is a code. English, there is a 3-digit code. Hindi, there is a code, like that. So French, there is a code. So you automatically, when you type the language, the code will be there. Okay, so country is see, these are the standards. I have told you about MARC, right? And I didn't take CCF, and when I come to CCF MARC, I will be explaining the standards more clearly. I told you about ISO 39.50 and ISO 2709. Like that, there are 3166. There is another standard. Which country is represented by unique characters. That means for India, there is one standard. For America, there is one standard. There is a number. So in order to, these standards are, the main aim of the standards is to permit exchange of information. Okay. In your library, if I are using this standard, in my library, if I am using the same standard, means it is easy to transfer information. That is the purpose of standard. I think I have told you this in while taking the class about ISO, right? So supplier, publisher, binder, master. This binder, master. See, supplier, publisher need not to be the same. Okay. For example, Journal of Library and Information Science. Okay. Let us say one Journal of Library and Information Science. It is published by, let us say, Emerald. Okay, that is a publisher. But I am not purchasing directly from Emerald actually. I am purchasing from a local vendor. Okay, like what you call Ishwar book agencies, Ishwar journal subscriptions. So that if I am purchasing from that person, means he is the supplier, but the publisher is Emerald. Okay, understand the difference. Okay, publisher is the owner of the journal. Okay, but supplier is from whom I am purchasing. Okay, that you have to enter it. There will be different fields for that. If you directly purchase from the publisher, then he will be your supplier also. Okay. It depends upon the library, because if you are it is difficult for the library to purchase every journal or every book from the same publisher, from different publishers, because there will be different magazines, different subjects, right? Especially in university library, what happens is there are many departments. It's multidisciplinary. So science, let us say Emerald has more library science journals, and Springer has more science journals. So for everything, for every department, you have to go to the publisher, one publisher. That means there will be lots of publisher you need to identify, and you need to place different orders. But what happens with the supplier is, he purchases all these documents from different publishers, and he provides to library. That means you can place only one order to the supplier, and he will get you all the books from different publisher. You need not to go. So supplier is very much easy for the library purposes. Okay. Sometimes they will provide with the actual cost of the publisher along with the delivery charges. In certain cases, the supplier will have certain certain profit. So depending upon, but you can see the workload is very less if you go with the supplier, because Emerald will have only library science, for example. Springer will have only science, like that. So it will be difficult for you to identify each and every publisher. But if you go to a supplier like any book agency or any journal agency, they will collect. You can just give the list to them. They will purchase all these things and they will place only one order to you. That will be easy, right? So that is the difference between supplier and publisher. In question, if they ask anything about aggregator and publisher, there is a difference. Okay, they aggregate things from different publisher and they supply it to you. Okay, publisher is directly you are going, the owner of the document, right? Who is publishing the document? Remember like that. And subject master, Journal of Library Science, that is the subject is library science, right? So Journal of Civil Engineering, subject is civil engineering or engineering. So this in this you have to enter it. So all the things are maintained. Remember this, all the things are maintained according to certain standards. Okay, there will be a code, unique code for each standard. Country there is code. The standard is according to 3166. So here language there is a 3-digit code according to ISDS manual, right? So similarly there is standards. These standards are important to to transfer and exchange of information. Remember that standards are important to bring uniformity for exchange of information. I need not to type the same data again and again. If your library is having the same catalog of journals which I am going to purchase, I can import it from your library easily. I need not to type it. So remember, that is the purpose of standard. Frequency, I told you about frequency, right? What do you mean by frequency? That is periodicity. Periodicity, frequency, all are same. Monthly or bi-monthly, half-yearly, quarterly, that's what they will say. Fortnightly, remember the frequency, okay? Weekly is there. Every week it will come. Fortnightly means it will come once in 15 days. That means per month it will be 2 issues. Per month. Per year there will be 24 issues. Okay, like that. So bi-monthly. Monthly means per month 1 issue. Bi-monthly means every 2 months it will come. Okay. So January, February 1 issue. Okay, March, April 1 issue. That means per year 6 issues. Remember like that. Okay, bi-monthly. Quarterly means 4 issues. Okay, every 3 months it will come. That is quarterly. Okay, 4 issues. Quarter. So if you divide 12 by 4, you will 12 by 3, you will have 4 issues, right? That is quarterly. Then January to March. Okay, April to June, like that it will be there. Okay, and half yearly, what do you mean by half yearly? Per year 2 issues. Okay, per year 2 issues, and yearly per year only 1 issue. So this is the frequency, and you have to enter the frequency detail. So monthly or half yearly or something like that. Okay, budget master, what is per year? Some journals, for example, I am saying employment, example saying employment per year, yearly you will subscribe. Per year, let's say per year it is around 1000 rupees, means you have to enter per year 1054 issues, 1000 rupees, like that. Okay, and currency master is if you are purchasing magazines from foreign, let us say from abroad. So depending upon the rate, foreign exchange rate, which is approved by GOC. GOC is the agency for approving the exchange rate. Okay, that is Goods Officers Committee, they will call it as. Okay, so depending upon the today's rate, it will convert it. The currency master is there. That is a good module actually, because you might have purchased it from for $50. Okay, per that way most of the journal issues, if you purchase it, will be difficult to place order for yearly, because the rate will change every month, right? So sometimes monthly they will place order. In that case, per month you might have purchased it for $50, and the next month it will be 40, or sometimes it might increase also. And depending upon the rate of dollar or euros, depending upon the country you are purchasing, the currency will automatically calculate it. If you put 40 euros, means on that rate it will calculate into Indian rupees. Okay, that master will be useful for that. Okay, and see, on delivery mode, how they are delivering it by postal or hand delivery. Most of the vendors or suppliers, they will deliver by postal only. No one will come unless they are near to the institute or the library. They won't come in person. Okay, and there is an option for that also, where if it is by air mail, by by flight or something like that, or shipment postal, and you can insert it in the software, like it is air mail, it is postal, or it is hand delivery. Hand delivery means the person from the company is directly coming and handing it over to you, and you will sign an acknowledgement receipt. Exactly. So reminder, once everything is come, you can automatically set the reminder. Okay, once the lead is over, and if any issues is missing, you can do that. Physical media master. So different types of medias are available, right? Some might be in printed version, some might be in CDs also will be there. So depending upon the nature of the document, you can enter it in the series. And binding type. So if certain times you can bind individual issues also, if you feel that issue is important or issue is damaged or something, or most of the libraries, what they will do is they will bind it at the end of the year. That is a volume. They will bind one volume. Okay. And report, you can generate report, right? Order letter, cancellation of order letter, everything you can type it in the report master. You can generate it. And if you just feed it once, for everything it will be same only. If the vendor change also, no problem. Just you can change the name of the vendor. You can get outputs like order letter, cancellation, I don't want, we are just stopping this, reminder letter, everything will be there in the default template, right? Exactly. So these are the different, different modules and different entries in the master database of serial control, right? And subscription and acquisition. Okay. So this module, what happens is this module contains an option that incorporates various details about subscription to a particular journal. Okay. So what are the information required to subscribe a journal is entered through this option. Okay, once these details are entered, the list of titles generated and everything, and the title, the list of titles needed and everything. Then after getting a printout, you will send to the competent authority. Who is the competent authority? In our case, university vice chancellor is the authority. So the HODs are asking for these journals and we are going to subscribe for this, kindly provide approval. We are having funds also, like that it will be there, and you can send it to the appropriate authority. So in this module will help you to do that. Okay, just you have to enter the information about the journal, the funding details, everything. Okay, and it also helpful, right? Usually serial control system revolves around the tasks of making new subscriptions. Remember that, renewal and cancellation. Okay, so this is very important. Either if you want to subscribe, it is not purchase, it is subscribe. Okay, there is a little difference between two, renewal and cancellation. Remember that. So the group activities involve the following basic jobs: selection of serial for new subscription. Okay, that is who will decide that. Similarly, like books, in case of university or college library, the heads of the department will decide, consulting with their faculty members. So for our department, this journal or this magazine will be useful, like that. So renewal. So general, and apart from that, there will be general magazine like employment news will be useful for all the students, right? So after completing degree, if you are searching for jobs, if university subscribes employment news, means you can go into the library and check it. So what are the jobs available? So there are general magazines, and some are good for general reading and some are subject specific. Okay, so there is a difference between magazine and journal. Remember that. Magazine is for general reading, journal is usually subject specific. Remember that. Okay, so don't confuse. But all these things are called as periodicals. Okay, all these things are called as periodicals or serials. Okay, so magazine, journals are a type of periodical, simple as that. Okay, journal is usually subject specific, like journal of civil engineering, journal of library science, journal of chemistry, or something like that. Magazines are not like that. Employment news is a magazine, Hindu newspaper is a magazine. Hindu newspaper, we may call it as dailies. That means it is coming daily. Okay, it is, the periodicity is daily. Sometimes it is a magazine, but they also call it as dailies. Okay, Autocar. Okay, PC Quest, these are magazines. Okay, employment news. So these are, what you say, selecting, renewal, or discontinuation is cancelling. Another word for cancelling is discontinuing. I am just stopping it. Please, I don't need it because our library members are not using it. So this year, from this year, we don't need it, like that. So selection of delivery mode. I have told you about delivery mode, right? Airmail, postal, or whatever it may be. And subscription mode, how you are subscribing. You are going to pay monthly for every issue, or you are going to pay it for annually, like that, depending upon the approval of the competent authority, right? Formulation of terms and conditions. What is the terms and conditions? If the terms and conditions should be clear actually while you are subscribing. Okay, I will show you when we are physically present in the library. I will show you the terms and conditions, how our university is subscribing. Okay, I will show you. The thing is, in case what happens is one and 12. Let us take a monthly magazine. 12 issues are there, right? So if 12 issues are 12 issues, the thing is the supplier should send all the 12 issues, that too on time. Okay, that is important. That should be the terms and conditions. In case if there is any delay or if the supplier is not able to send, you have to frame a policy. Either the subscriber should pay the cost. Subscriber should pay the cost of one magazine per year. Let us take per issue it is 100 rupees, means per year is 1200 rupees, right? So if one month, February it is not coming, means if the February magazine is not supplied, means so 120 rupees they have to less it from the bill, or else in the from the next year if you are renewing it, in case you are renewing it, means they have to deduct 120 rupees, because one issue is not supplied, right? So those are the terms and conditions. You have to clearly specify what happens if you are not able to subscribe, if you are not able to supply, sorry, what happens if there is a delay. Everything you have to explain in the terms and conditions. That is very important. And selection of vendors, which vendor you are going to select. You are going directly with the publisher or you are going with the supplier. Okay. Approval from authority, in case in our case vice chancellor, in college or something principal, ordering, renewal, payment, receipt of bound volumes. These are the 10 primary activities which is done in what you can see, subscription and acquisition, right? So circulation of periodicals. Usually periodicals are not issued. Okay, usually like books, periodicals are not issued. Okay, but in special libraries they will issue periodical. Okay, on certain conditions. The special libraries assigned ISRO or DRDO, something like that. Okay, because they are research oriented libraries. This is a research oriented institution. For them, research is very important, and for research journals and research papers are very important. So that's for them. You have to issue periodicals, and there should be certain rules for that, right? So periodicals may be issued for a short period of time, like 1 day. So 1 day for that scientist, you can issue it for a 1 day like that. And for that, what you say, the ILMS, the software should support it, like on premise. There should be an option for on premise. Okay, during the office hours or 1 day, something like that. Okay, so the software should have these kind of modules also, in case if you are circulating the periodicals. And mostly in university and other libraries, they won't issue periodicals unless it is emergency, right? Article indexing. What do you mean by article indexing? See, let's say journal. I told you about the Journal of Library Information Science. One issue might contain more than 5 to 10 articles, right? So there will be 10 authors contributing to one issue, right? So if you want one particular article, you can index it. You can index the data of the journal. We are just indexing only the details of journal. In case of article indexing, means that one issue, January issue, has 10 articles. So each article you need to index it. Okay. So that helps. To what you say, easily retrieve for user point of view. That is article indexing of a particular issue of a journal. That means what you say, monthly journal, means in case of yearly, means there will be 12 issues, right? So per issue there are 10 articles, means 12 issues there are 120 articles. Remember that. So every article, if you index according to the month of issue, it will be easy for the users to retrieve it, just if they type the title. Okay, and there is specific format, right? Like mark, CCF. Based on that, they will index it. And once we do that, it will be easy for the users. This is called article indexing. Not only the journal title, you are indexing the content inside the journal. Okay, that is inside the journal. What will be there? Article only will be there. So this is called article. So who is the author? Who is the author of this particular article? And what subject, what area it is, everything. And it is designated according to CCF and mark. And this is a simple example of article indexing. See, record identifier, ISSN, everything will be there. Okay, this is how bibliographical format of serials will look like in case of CCF. So mark, it will be different. I just given a simple example. See, these are the tags. These tags are what you say. These tags are standards. It will help in exchange of information. I have already told you. So if you record it in this way, so 201 is for key title, 101 is for ISSN, right? So it will be easy for us to transfer data, exchange data. For example, if there is no standard like CCF or mark, what happen is I will enter title first, then author first. It will be like that, and you will enter author first and title first. It will be difficult to exchange. The format is changed, right? In one it will be title for me, in one it will be author for you. So here it is not the case. 101 means it will be ISSN only, like that. So remember. So that is the importance of standard, right? So check in and check out. This is very important actually. So one of the important features of serial control system is check-in capability. So there are two methods in which check-in can be done. Okay, holding statements, based on the holding statements and by prompting expected issues. In the first method, what happens is operator has to, that is whoever the data entry operator, whoever is typing the data in the computer, the operator has to check in the data into the system number. That means you have to type the details about the journal, right? Like volume number, title, everything, issues number, additional information like supplements, everything. Some magazines, they will have supplement features, they will give a free copy, some supplements. So you have to enter all these things. Okay, that is time consuming. In the second method is the system itself can predict it. I have told you in the introduction, I think there is an option for predicting. Okay, if the predicted issue matches with the one in hand, which is to be checked with minimum number of keystrokes, the issue can be checked in. That means if already some if already some journal is entered, means if that is a similar journal, if you only type the keyword, automatically it will bring the other journals details. You can just change, as I told in the monthly issue, you can just change January into February and the issue number, other details will be same. That means the computer is predicting for you. You need not to enter everything. Two ways you can check in. You can enter everything, every detail manually, or the computer will predict for you. You can just change with minimum number of keystrokes. That means with minimum details you can change it. You can alter it. Okay. In case of January, you will type February. In case of February, you will type March. In case of issue 1, you will type 2 in February. In 3 in March, like that. Simple. So these are the check-in. And claims. What do you mean by claim? When do you do a claim actually? When the issue is not supplied, you will claim. Okay. That's what I told you, that 120 rupees example, February month is not issued. I am claiming my fund back, because you told that you will give 12 issues per year, but you gave only 11 issues. So I want to claim my 120 rupees back, like that. That is a claim. Failure to receive the next issue within the expected time frame. Okay, February issue should be issued in February only, not in the month of July. Okay, that is wrong, right? So that's why you have to have proper terms and conditions. So for that, the software will help you to automatically, it will identify. It will say that on February 15th, the February issue has not yet come. You have to claim it. So it will automatically, once you click the claim, it will automatically, when the vendor details and mail ID, everything message is incorporated with the software. What happens is, it will automatically send a mail reminder for claim, and also to send a message to the vendor owner, right? Simple. So this is how you claim it. And computerized binding management. Binding, I have already told you, usually they will bind a whole volume, that is 1 year. At the end of a year, they will bind it and they will accession it. Okay. So based on the that is for archival purpose. Okay. It is a common practice in library to bind the completed volumes. Remember, volume is for 1 year, issue is the periodicity. Let it be monthly or weekly or whatever it may be. Volume is 1 year. Remember, end of a year. Completed volume means completed 1 year. Okay. Let it be 12 issues or 4 issues, whatever it may be, for archival purpose, storing purposes. Okay. So they will call back volumes. In library there will be a section for back volumes. That means these back volumes will be bind. These serials will be binded and kept in the back volumes for archival purpose. In case one history researcher wants to see the 2000 or 1995 magazine, means library will have it. He can come and see it. That is for back volumes. It is helpful feature to assist work in scheduling and spread the binding work evenly. That means you know that within 1 month, this issue going to be finished. So if you schedule it automatically, December is coming, next month this issue will be finished. If you set it automatically like that, the binding system will automatically give an alert that we have to bind this particular magazine because the year is going to end, the volume is coming to an end, like that. So these are the these are the things the software can assist you with, right? The system might support variety of approaches for determining readiness for binding, including full receipt of a specified number of issues. That means to whom you are going to give binding. Usually university big libraries, they will be having a separate binding section. So in-house binding, they will do it. In certain libraries, they won't have in-house binding section. They have to identify a vendor for that. There will be companies who do the binding work. So you can manage the vendor like this also in using this binding module. Okay. Upon full receipt of number of issues, receipt of the final issue in a specified level of enumeration hierarchy at regular intervals as specified by the library. Okay. So these are the things. So binding set selection. Okay. What do you mean by set selection? You are selecting which issues and which volumes are need to be binded, like that. Okay, entering the volume, issue number, binding type, color, which color you are binding. Some bindings may be in blue, some bindings may be in red, or so, whatever it may be. Everything, order process. uh, Software has to generate the order letter to which vendor you are going to place the order for binding, receiving, payment, reminder, everything. Same as we saw with the serial control, right? So e-journal management. Nowadays, in the first slide I have told you that uh, electronic journals, e-version of magazines and serials or journals are increasing day by day, right? So we have to manage e-journals also. In case of print journals, print magazines and print journals, we are entering the detail manually. In e-journals, everything will be in online format. There will be no print issues, right? So there are certain you can manage e-journals relatively bit more easier because all the bibliographical detail will be ready-madely available. You have to copy and paste it. Okay, so these are the steps. Okay, these are the steps of life in e-journals. It is given by Oliver First. Remember that. Okay, so these are the steps. Acquisition, we all know what is acquisition, right? It involves selection, acquiring, purchase and accessioning. That is acquisition. In case of books, here we don't accession, we will enter it, right? Accessibility, how we are going to give access. E-journals means it is not like coming to the library and using it. With the help of a password, they will be using it because it is online. Remember that. Administrator, who is having the control, okay? Who is having the control and everything, right? And support, you need to give support. In case if a user is having any problem in that means the issue is not downloading or something like that, and the librarian or the administrator should support the user if the how to create a password and everything. Evaluation, right? Whether this journal is used by the user. You are subscribing an e-journal for 1 year means how many times they have used it. How will you evaluate it? Okay, that means the number of times the hits. How many times the journal website, e-journal website from your library has been visited. Okay, how many users are visiting? If they are visiting means if they are using it regularly, you can renew it. If they are not using it means you need not renew it, you can just cancel it. So this is the life cycle process. Okay, I have given you in an image, right? So acquire, first steps involve acquiring, right? So subscription, what is the subscription list, which you are going to, which title you need, everything. Orders, invoices you will place. Orders you will place is you will receive invoices, that is the price details, okay? And bill. And provide access. Now you have to provide access. You have to enter all the details in your software and you have to provide access to the users. Once you are subscribing means you have to provide. Like books only, you are purchasing means circulation will provide access, like going and taking the book, right? Similarly here you will have a password, okay, like that. Registration and activation for users, that will be a password. The librarian has to create a password, create a link so that the user can register himself and make use of it, and administer user rights and restriction. And there is a copyright violation. You have to ensure that you cannot download all the issues of a particular all the articles of a particular issue. That will be a copyright violation. So copyright violation, everything should be mentioned in our library. If you see, they have pasted copyright violation restrictions, everything, right? And support, troubleshooting, and that's what I told you. If the user finds it difficult to log in or something, or some network issues, or sometimes from the journal, from the vendor side, you have to support it, what is the issue, and you have to rectify it, troubleshoot it, and evaluate usage data, cost data. You are paying so much money, right? You are paying so much money to subscribe. But the thing is, if user is not using, what happens? There is no point in renewing. So you are evaluating it and again renewing it. So see, this is a life cycle. It is a continuous process, right? And once if the user are using this, you can renew. If the user are not using means you can say, no one is using this, no need to spend for this. We can spend it for other titles, like that. So this is the life cycle, right? So these are the some general facilities. Apart from the facilities I told you in the serial management, these are the some of the general facilities which should ILMS, that is integrated library management system, should provide to the users. From the user point of view, we will see facility to plug in a serial database such as Aldrich periodical directly. So if there is an option for this, it can fetch data from this periodical directory. Okay, it contains the details about all the periodicals, most of the periodicals. Instead of entering, if you add a plugin means automatically it will retrieve. In Koha, there is we can automatically retrieve records from Library of Congress, British Library, like that, right? So if you have a plugin for the serial periodical directory, it is easy for you to retrieve. Provide URL for subscribed e-journals to access resources from the publisher. That is true actually. So we should provide URL. Okay, we should provide URL. The software has provision for providing URL. That means whatever journal of library science e-journal we are subscribing means the software has a feature called URL column. If we type the URL, it will take the user to the publisher database. From there, he can easily access. Capability of software for generating user statistics. It is essential. User statistics is very much needed, because then only you can understand who has used most, which journal has used very less, and which journal has not been used at all. Hyperlink of e-journal titles through WebOpac. Hyperlink means you have to give the URL, title of the journals. When we click the title, when the user clicks the title, automatically it will take to the journal's homepage or something like that. From there, you can easily download the data and articles in required format for printing, either in Word or PDF or whatever it may be. Journals are most useful in electronic form due to enhanced search capabilities. That is true actually. When the journal is in e-form, electronic form, it is easy. If you provide hyperlink, it will automatically take them to the website and you can download it. In print form, they can only see the details. They have to come to the library and they have to access it. Economy of storage, increase in cost for keeping printed material makes e-forms attractive. That is true. From economic point of view, electronic form is cheaper, because print you have to keep it, bind it regularly, you have to place it regularly according to the issue, and you have to maintain it, and everything is there, right? And from economic point of view, electronic journals are easier to maintain, right, and cost effective. Only one time cost or something like that. E-journals can be viewed when the library is not open also. That is true. That's what I have told you. And terminal. If you are providing XPROSy, that means what do you say? Remote access. Remote access. Even outside the library walls, just with the help of a terminal with login credentials, they can access it without coming to the library. In case of print journals or print magazines, it is not possible, right? They have to come to the library. And ability to provide linkage from library web page to table of content of journal within the database, right? So the connection between library web page, that is library website, and separate website or even web page, and to the database of the content subscribed by the library regarding the journals, right? So they can provide link easily with the help of they can just go to the library website. In our library website, library web page, you can see what are the journals we are subscribing, Scopus, Web of Science, everything. You can just click, you can just give a click, and that will automatically take you to the home page of that particular journal, from where you can access it. Okay, these are the common facilities that all the LMS software has actually, right? From the user point of view, kindly go through this for a detailed understanding, right? I have prepared this PPT from these sources only. I have given you only in a nutshell. So kindly go through this for a detailed understanding about serial control. Thank you.